Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 68, and today we're going to be talking about training versus coaching. And it's a really, really important distinction that is crucial if you're a business owner, very important if you are a salesperson. But first, if you have got lead flow and you're looking to convert more of those leads into paying clients, I encourage you to head over to johnblakeaudio.com and get your free audio training where I show you the exact strategy that you can use to double sales with your existing inquiries. So this is the exact same strategy that I teach my long-term high-ticket clients. It works consistently. It's actually the first thing that I do when I work with a client is we put this in place to give them a really fast return on what they are doing, so they can actually start to bank some of those unbanked sales in their pipeline. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com, download the audio training, and what you're going to get is the exact word-for-word scripts, exactly what to say when you ring up and you get someone's voicemail, exactly what to write when you email them, and exactly when to call and exactly when to email over an 8-week period to maximize every opportunity in your pipeline. So you can get that at johnblakeaudio.com, and I'm sure that you will get a stack of value out of putting that into practice in your business. So today we are going, as I said, to talk about the distinction of training versus coaching. Now, what's interesting is that I often get contacted by potential clients, and they'll say to me, look, we need to do some training with our team. And many times, especially, and it tends to be the bigger the organization, the more this tends to happen. But you get this scenario where someone at some point, normally in a higher sort of management type role, has said, we need to do training. They've had a conversation at a board level, and okay, we need to do training with our team. So someone gets tasked with, well, when are we going to do training? Oh, we need to do something at our conference. So you end up doing sort of a day of training with your sales team, and it's like a little bit of something is better than nothing at all. But this is the shift. This is the distinction that I wanted to make here, right? So there was some study that was done by a consulting company called Olivero, Bain and Koppelman back in 1997. And what they discovered is that training alone can produce a 22% improvement in results, whereas training combined with structured ongoing coaching can improve results by up to 88%. So that's 400 times the result. And so, again, you look at data, I'm always saying this about data, but you can look at data and you can go, okay, well, that's all very well. But in this case, it really does stand to reasons, because you think about it, it's that classic shot in the arm, like you send these people along to a training, and it often happens if you go to a Tony Robbins seminar where people, they come home and they're all pumped up, and you get this spike, so if you think of a graph, you get this spike in enthusiasm and this spike in activity and a spike in results. You will get some people that will go out and will transform what it is, or at least some of what they've learned, into results, which is fantastic. But in the absence of following up with any kind of coaching or accountability, accountability is huge as it relates to being a function of ongoing coaching. What you'll find is that, if you can visualize a horizontal line, it's headed in a particular direction, you get this spike in activity, enthusiasm, in results, and what happens if you don't back it up with any type of ability to revisit what was trained, revisit what was learned, and more importantly, revisit what was implemented, that spike will then return back to marginally above the line that it was tracking on in the first place. So then you re-expose people to the same training, but you combine it with the feedback on, okay, well, we trained you in all this stuff, you went out and implemented it, what happened? You know, what was the results you got? What did you try? What worked? What didn't work? You can start to comment and give advice on some of the nuances in implementing the training. And so that's why over time you can get up to 400% shift. So it's that difference between, okay, are we training this team to tick a box to be able to go back to the board or go back to the CEO and say, yeah, no, we've done that training? Or are we actually training because we actually really want to develop our people? So I wanted to make that distinction, point out that research, and hopefully that will provide a bit of insight into perhaps the next discussion in your board meeting or in your next sales meeting as to how you might tackle the whole training piece. And look, it can be the same, you know, it's obviously true for sales training, but it could be true for leadership training or performance management training or, you know, any other training that you might be considering. So I will leave that with you. Thank you for listening, and I will look forward to talking to you on the next podcast. Thank you.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker's Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies to maximize your sales process with new episodes every week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive free no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.